Life is a succession of lessons. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived, which must be lived to be understood. Very, very good morning, my dear students. My name is Kumar Garo. I welcome you all today. I hope you all are good at your home and you have done all your work. So today I'm going to start the next topic, that will be verb. We have already discussed about noun, pronoun, sentences, and then about I'm going to move that is verb. Do you know, student, what is verb? Today I am talking about verb. What is verb? I am talking about verb. Do you know about that? Verb. It is very important to know about that. Whenever we want to write any sentence, when we want to speak any sentence, when we want to read any sentence, it is very necessary to know about that verb. With the help of verb, we can make anything. Whatever the work, whatever the work we are doing, how we do daily, that is called verb. That work will be called verb. Means we can say that our action is done by subject. We can say that any kind of action is done by subject, that will be called verb. So today I am going to discuss about the verb. You can write down it. A verb is a word which, do you know about that? A verb is a word which says something. Say something about the subject. Okay, you can say that it's called verb. So today we will discuss about this verb. It is very important topic for us. If we want to make a lot of sentences and we want to just study in details, we should know how to identify the verb. So today I have to discuss about it. A verb is a word. A verb is a word which says something about the subject. It's called verb. Now I'm talking about I do my work. I do my work. This do is verb. Rahul speaks Hindi and English. Now I'm talking about what Rahul does. What Rahul does means Rahul is speaking. The work of Rahul is speaking. So we can say that this speak. This is a word is called verb. So in this way we can identify in the sentences how to know that what verb and how many kinds of verb here. So we have to know which kind of verb in the sentence is given. So now I am going to move the next part of that, that will be kinds of sentence, kinds of verb. Sorry, kinds of verb I am talking about. So first note down it. More example you can make yourself, your ideas, you create your ideas, then you will get very helpful for that, and then you can make a lot of sentences. Just note down that, and after that we will move to the next part of this. Okay, just note down. Okay, students, I hope you have done it. Now I'm going to the move the next part of that. That will be kinds of verbs. Kinds of verb. I'm talking about kinds of verb. we just have to study about kinds of verbs in the sentence. Now we have to move the main kinds of verb. That will be two main kinds of verb. We have to study in detail about the verbs. Means you can say that first we can say that finite verb. Finite verb. We can also say that finite verb, and then we can say that non-finite verb. You can say that finite verb, non-finite verb also. So finite verb and non-finite verb I am talking about. So here, what is finite verb? When there is finite verb in the sentence. When there is finite verb in the sentence. But we generally study transitive and intransitive. But we should know about that finite verb is a verb in which there are a lot of parts. Means we can say that first part is transitive verb. Second will be here intransitive verb. Now I am talking about detransitive verb. And next, linking verb. Today we will discuss about the verb and we will find out all the verb including in that. Okay, in this way we will finish the next chapter also. And fifth, auxiliary verb. Do you know, student, in auxiliary verb there are two kinds. First is primary and second is modal. This is called modals. And sixth is phrasal verb. So in this way we can say that in finite verb we have to find out transitive, intransitive, detransitive, linking, auxiliary and phrasal verb. We have to study in details. And now we move to the next part of this. In non-finite verb we have to study in infinitive verb, and second is gerund, third is participle. Participle has three parts: present, past and perfect. But we have to study it after some time when we complete the tenses. Firstly, we have to study this finite verb or finite verb. Okay. So I'm talking about this finite verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, detransitive verb, linking verb, auxiliary verb, and phrasal verb. I'm talking about this. We have to discuss it one by one. First, note down it, the kinds of verb. In your book, you will see that there are only transitive, intransitive, and auxiliary verb. But we have to discuss it in details. Okay, just note down it. I hope you have done it. So I am going to start the first topic of that, transitive verb. It will be transitive verb. Do you know, student, what is transitive verb? What is transitive verb? First is transitive verb. I am talking about transitive verb. What is transitive verb I am talking about? Do you know? When We can say that a when a verb has an object of a subject. When a verb has an object of a subject, it will be called transitive verb. We can say that a verb requires an object in the sentence. Is called transitive verb. Suppose we can say that when there is an object in the sentence, an object, not double object. I am talking about single object. You should care about that. You should care about that. I am talking about a single object, means an object. Okay, students, you have to listen it carefully because this is your online class and you have to focus all the things. Okay, and now I'm going to give you example of that. That will be, suppose I sing a song. Here is a here is a song, means we can say that it is an object of this verb. This is a verb. I am doing the work of singing, means this subject is doing the work of singing. So this is a verb and this verb has an object. This verb has an object in the form of so. So we can say that when there is an object of the sentence of a verb, we can say that this is called transitive verb. This is called transitive verb. I hope things are clear to you and you are getting my point. Okay, students? Very good. Now, move to the next example of this. See, takes tea in the morning. She takes tea in the morning. Now I'm talking about she takes tea. Takes means she is taking tea in the morning. Tea is an object. We can say that only one object of this verb. This is a verb. So we can say that when there is an object of a verb, this is called transitive verb. In the morning, this is not object, it is called phrase. It is called phrase. So we can say that it is phrase and there is an object, a single object of this verb. So this is called transitive verb. I hope you are understanding well, and now you have to write it. More example, you have to create your own ideas, then you can write more. With the help of you can write down. Just note down. With it related exercises you have to do. If there is any problem, you can ask the question. Just note down. I hope you are studying at home. This time you are free and you all are doing your study well as your game, and you are playing game also. You all are free to do all the work. Just make your timetable and note down anything. Suppose I am talking about maths, English, Hindi, Sanskrit, science. Most important the subject you have to study daily. make a proper plan, proper timetable, and just note down all. And okay, let's move to the topic. And I'm talking about transitive verb. A verb requires an object in the sentence is called transitive verb. I hope you have understood about it. And I sing a song, it is an example of this. So we can say that it is transitive verb. Now move to the next part of this, that will be intransitive verb. Do you know, student, what is intransitive verb? What is intransitive verb? Now I'm talking about intransitive verb. So easily you can say that whenever a object has no any whenever a verb has no any object, when there is, you can say that when there is no object in the sentence, it's called intransitive verb. A verb has, you can say that, requires no object is called intransitive verb. Okay, it is called intransitive verb. A verb requires no object is called intransitive verb. So now I'm talking about intransitive verb. So I have the example of intransitive verb. We can say that Ram swims in the river. Ram swims in the river. I'm talking about Ram swims in the river. So Ram swims, but there is no any object of verb. Swims, it is a verb. There is no any object. I can say that I go. I go means there is only verb. I'm doing the work of going means we can say that there is no any object. Okay, and more example you can say that you fly. You fly. Suppose the bird. You are the bird. Suppose you are the bird, you fly. I'm talking about, suppose you are the bird and I'm talking about you fly. Fly is a verb, it has no any object. It has no any object. Don't think you are the bird, but I'm just focusing that suppose you are the bird and you fly. You can also fly when you want, but with the help of your work, with the help of your work, you can't fly like the bird, but you can fly if you the work. If suppose you are doing hard work and then you will feel yourself you are flying. I hope you are understanding about that. So I'm talking about intransitive verb, and this intransitive verb focusing that there is no any object in the sentence, and you can say that there is no any object of a verb in the sentence. It's called intransitive verb. Okay, students, you can write it and note down it in your copy, and more example you have to create it. Okay, as I always said to you, you have to make your own ideas, not with the help of only book. You have to just write yourselves. Okay, just note down it. I hope you have done it. Now I'm going to move the next part of that, that will be detransitive verb. Detransitive verb. What is detransitive verb? Detransitive verb. Do you know meaning of this D? It will be double. It will be double transitive. Means if there are two objects of a verb, means you can say that when a verb requires two objects is called detransitive verb. Detransitive verb. You can say that I gave you a book. In this sentence we can find out there is I gave you a book, means you is also verb and book is also verb of this. Oh sorry, you is also object and book is also object of this verb. Of this verb, you is object and book is object. This is a verb. Now we have to find out this object and this object. What is the difference between these two objects? These two objects has which kind of differences? We have to try to know about that. Do you know, student, when in the sentence there are two objects, it is called detransitive verb. It is simply, you know about that. Okay, easily you are understanding about that. When there are two objects of a verb, it's called detransitive. But now I'm talking about, as it is the name of double transitive, so simply you can say that two objects. Now I'm talking about differences between these two objects. How can you recognize that which object it is and which it is? So you can say that object has, I'm talking about object. Object has two types, direct and indirect. Now I'm talking about direct and indirect. So object has two types, direct and indirect. Now I'm talking about which object is direct and which object is indirect. Which is direct and which is indirect. How can you say that? You can say that when, suppose simply you have to know that when in the sentence the object is living, means the object is living a personal pronoun. Personal pronoun. You don't have to do anything, only you have to recognize the personal pronoun. When there is personal pronoun, it will be called indirect. Indirect object. Okay? And when there is non-living, you can say that noun in the sentence as object, it is called direct. Because I am talking about this book, I gave a book. What I gave? What I gave? What I eat? Okay? What I take? In this way, we can say that whatever the sentences in which there are two objects, we have to find a direct object and indirect object. But we have to know that when they are the question of that what thing is there, that will be noun, that noun will be direct you can say that when there is non-living thing. Simply you have to find out when there is non-living, that will be noun and that will be direct, and when there is personal pronoun, it will be called indirect object. So it is simply you can say that direct and indirect object as well as double transitive verb. I hope you have understood the concept of that. So now you have to identify with the help of exercises. Okay, just note down it first. Okay students, I hope you have done it. Now I'm going to end this session today. We will see tomorrow with the rest part of the verb, and I hope you understood and you enjoyed this session today, and you will do your work. If there is any problem doing exercise, you can ask the question, and that's end of the session. I hope you understood very well, and thank you very much. Have a nice day.